Xuan future 2025 Rubik's WCA world champion. Why you gotta be a hater like that, bro? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Plus 3, the only show that's not held in a basement. I'm Matt Rosman, joined by John Efley and Manu Singhal. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Why are you guys giving me looks like I'm a capper?
There's actually, we're all on 3 different levels right now, because I'm on the 2nd floor, John's on the 1st floor, and then your basement, it might be even lower than that.
To start off, we've been going on Worlds for a long time now, and you can't talk about Worlds, you can't talk about Champion without Max Park. Now, I guess I want to start off, John, is there a chance, even in this era, in this 20XX era of cubing, is there a chance for Max Park to still win the World Championship?
You know, I think a lot of people hear this and they think there's a pretty obvious answer. And I think there is a pretty obvious answer. Duh, Max can do this. I mean, he's got mid-five averages almost every comp. Rarely is he off his game. He's got elite level control. Now, is mid-five going to be a world record? Obviously not. We see where we're at now. But that consistency, no matter what the stage is, it really speaks a lot. I mean, he's got championship pedigree too. One of 2 only ever two-time world champion, two-time finals killer too, dude. He's clutch under pressure. He won in 2023 by 0.01 seconds. Maybe not through his clutch, maybe through someone else's collapse. But hey, TPS monster. The dude does 10 to 12 turns per second, like every single solve. And his mental game. He's calm, focused. He just doesn't crack. This guy, he's there to win gold. And yeah, he just know he will have a great day, and you better hope that you don't crack around him.
Manu, what do you got?
Yeah, so I think Max needs a good day, but I think everyone else also needs a bad day. And, you know, it's certainly very possible, right? If you're not as consistent as Max Park, it's very possible that you just crumble under the pressure and you just can't get something together. Something similar to what happened in 2023. But even in events where Max is like extremely good and extremely far ahead of the field, see 4x4 and 6x6, at the last World Championship, he wasn't able to get it done. So I'm going to give it an outside chance. And by this, I mean, like, everyone else needs to really not be able to get anything going. In particular, if the yellow and white crosses are particularly bad across all 5 solves, then now we are talking about, like, Max is back into the picture, Maddie is back into the picture, Timon is back into the picture. Also, all these guys who are like kind of have been relegated to the side. It's so weird to say that Timon's been relegated, but you know, Xuan and Yiheng are just so far ahead on the white yellow. But if all 5 of them happen to be horrendous and the other cross colors are particularly good, they're just locked out of those solutions. So don't count them out, but I think it's pretty unlikely.
I think I have to be resident hater in chief here when I say, as much as I respect and as much as I love what Max has brought to the sport of speed cubing, hell no, he's not getting the chip. I don't look. Let's get real here. Let's get very real. It's been 3 years since Max PR'd, and as much as he is, John, like you said, a consistent solver, you know, kind of hovering around those like 5.5 second solves. I mean, his best this year was a 5.05 average. You know, he's consistent. That's really good. But in this era, like, I know I'm kind of a meme for saying, oh, Xuan this, Xuan that. But look at Yiheng, dude. Yiheng, sub 4 Yiheng, guys are getting a full second on Max, almost a full second on Max's PR now. For Max to get the chip, he would need an extraordinary bit of luck for his own sake, and like Manu said, an extraordinary bit of luck on all of these other better solvers failing at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. And it isn't impossible, yet again, because not only is there luck in terms of like the scrambles, but of course you actually need to perform, right? And as we mentioned in the last video, this World Championships is the most stacked competition of all time. In every single event, 3x3 in particular, it's all the cameras, all the lights, the entire world is going to be watching. It's going to be an absolute spectacle. But if you aren't used to that type of stuff, then it's very, very possible that it all just like comes rushing in at like the very last solve or something like that. And you have the chance where you need to BPA in order to put yourself onto the podium, but then you can't get it done, WPA, and now you're looking at like 11th or 16th even, right? So yeah, I think that there's so many factors that go into it. But 505, if he can pull something like that out, I think he puts himself a really, really good chance to get onto the podium actually. So, but we'll see. In a world with Yihung, anything can happen.
I mean, there's a reason that we have to show up and do the solves, right? I mean, if we were holding this competition on paper, I would agree with Matthew Rosman. No way Max Park wins this. But really seeing how these guys compete and what it takes to win the day of, Max is going to show up and he's going to show out and he's going to have probably a mid five, low five average. He just does not. He stays consistent, and so everyone else around them, it's their competition to win or lose. We kind of know where Max Park's gonna end up. I don't think anyone is going to be surprised when he gets his mid to low five average. And will that be enough? I mean, it seems like no one ever gets their best average come finals of world championships. It really seems like that's where a lot of this luck comes out to play. So I'm excited to see it, and as a big fan of the United States of America, I think Max Park is our biggest hope right now.
Look, absolutely, and this is me not. I know I'm saying he's not going to win, but I think at the very least, I think he's going to podium still because, like both of you are saying, there's a consistency there. I don't think he's got the first place in him, but I'd be probably more shocked if he didn't podium at all. Anyway, well, I know we've been talking a lot over these past few episodes. Yihung, Xuanyi, Max, Timon. We're talking about all these really, really incredible solvers. I want to ask you guys this, starting with you, John. Who is the biggest kind of dark horse entering Worlds, and maybe not just restricting it to 3x3, but across all events? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna restrict it to 3x3. I'm going with Sean Patrick Villanueva. I mean, he is someone who has won on a high level before. He was second place at Worlds 2019, beat Max that year. So he's dangerous, right? He might not come out with the most consistent averages every single time, but there's quite a few reasons why he can pull it out. I mean, he's the OH monster, current world champion for OH. Uses Rue, so that's going to be less common, and it's super efficient. So, I mean, if everyone else doesn't have a great day, he can just sit back, do his thing, and all of a sudden he just finds himself on podium, if not first place. So certainly not a headline pick, but he has headlined experience. He has poise. He knows what he's doing. He's been posting high fives, low six in recent comps. But again, very, very high ceiling, low move count with Rue. So I think he has a lot of potential. Very much could sneak into that three. I mean, I think he's going to safely make the final. I think he very well could sneak into that podium, and more people should be talking about it.
Wow, that's interesting. Interesting to mention in 3x3. I guess he is a dark horse there, but OH, yeah, he's definitely a monster. I'm gonna go with one of my good friends and an amazing solver, probably one of my favorite cubers of all time. His name is Kyung-Min Choi. Mini, man, he was also a delegate in SoCal before he moved to Korea for college, and he is an incredible solver across the board. You should just go look at his WCA page. This guy's probably like one of the fastest people you've never heard of. Top 10 in Megaminx. He's also the Asian champ in Megaminx, not to mention FMC as well. I think he was actually on the NAC podium also. Either that or he like maybe just barely missed out. So, and he's an amazing all-rounder. He's really, really good at a ton of different events. Now, at the world stage, is he going to make a lot of these ones that he isn't maining? I don't know. Probably not, to be honest. But definitely watch out for him in Megaminx and FMC. I think he's got a really, really good chance to win. And he is a competitor, man. And he's so super, super fun to talk to. So if you're going to go to Worlds, definitely make sure to give him a high five or chit chat with him a little bit.
Before we started this episode, Marinick and I both kind of agreed that my take was really lukewarm. And now hearing your guys' picks, mine really is lukewarm. I'm going with Timofey. Now, let me say this right now. I don't think he's entirely a dark horse, but in terms of people who could gain the most stock at Worlds and the most value at Worlds, I think Timofey really hasn't. I feel like he's not getting talked about enough. Timofey has been on a tear recently, and just in terms of an all-around incredible solver, I think that there's something to be said. Like, I mean, dare I say it, you could see Timofey up on the podium for several different events, and I feel like he's not getting the respect that he deserves. Now, does that necessarily make him a dark horse? Maybe for 3x3 in the really loaded field, but for some of the other events, maybe not. I just think that there's a lot more respect and a lot more attention that should be paid that isn't, and I think Timofey's going to step up on the world stage and kind of prove, and show why he's there.
I think Timofey is in a really interesting spot here because, as he just barely missed out on being the European champion for Mega Minx, he got second place at Euros as well for 3x3. And we all know that he's a really, really talented solver. It comes from Russia, right, where there's just no competitions happening right now. So, and the other thing is, like, there's so many other, like, cubing children, so to speak, in the mix, right? You got your Bofun, Xuanyi, Yiheng, but then you also got Theodore in Europe as well, right? And then there's Caleb. Caleb is a little bit older, but there's certainly going to be more US cubers as well. So it's really interesting to see him kind of get in there and kind of, yeah, I want to see him put his name on the world stage as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting how you see a Chinese kid fast at cubing. You're like, oh, they're gonna take over the world. You see a Russian kid get fast at speed cubing. You're like, ah, he's gonna have problems exporting himself to competitions. You don't might not give him the same sort of credit for the upside. So I mean, absolutely, this is one of his chances to get his name out there. He only has so many local competitions, and the local competitions aren't getting the of media maybe that some other countries might enjoy. So it's going to be hard for him to get his name out there, but here he has the perfect opportunity. I mean, he has the whole world watching. We all know he exists. If Rosman knows your name, that means you must be a pretty prominent cuber. And so, I mean, this is his chance to really become, that much more of a household name and prove why we keep mentioning him.
And don't forget, there's also a couple other Chinese cubers that people like if you're in the circles you kind of know, but you don't really hear about them all the times. Even Bofun, I think, falls into this category, right? Bofun has a huge opportunity. If he can get world's top 3, that will be huge for him. Like, everyone will instantly know who Bofun is. And I think Linkun is also in like a similar-ish position, especially since he lost the Pyraminx world record. And he also didn't win Pyraminx at the last Worlds, even though he was by far away like the favorite to win it. At least I think he was. So I think Lincoln also has a lot at stake here too.
And I just want to quickly interject before we get into our highlight. For the purposes of U.S. promotion, shout out Caleb Chen. I know Caleb really isn't. He doesn't have that same dark horse level, but I like, in terms of someone who could swoop in and take a podium spot if he's having a real good day, like, invest in Caleb Chen stock. That is going to go way up next year or two. This is probably the most up-to-date highlight of the week that has ever happened in the history of Plus 3. This is a few hours ago right now that Luke Garrett uploaded this. The YouTube world best single 3x3 solve of 239. Manu, help me. What is going on? What is this devil magic that we are witnessing here from Luke Garrett?
So yeah, this one is just nuts. You can see from his reaction here, he has a ridiculous pop off. So what? And you can go watch the video for yourself. He has the scramble in there, and I encourage you to give this actually a try. With the knowledge that you should be doing this on Red Cross, it's actually amazing how easy it is to get the same exact F2L. I was able to do the exact same F2L solution and end up with the exact same OLL. Now, what he did though, he was able to see the entire F2L solution in inspection, and then from OLL, I guess he knew it was going to be he knew it was going to be a skip because he said that it was like a 2-look solve, right? So if you didn't know it was going to be a skip, then he would just call it a PLL skip or whatever. But that's incredible, right? Like, so this is the level that CFOP can reach, and these are the types of solutions that, like, for example, Xuanyi doesn't have available to him because he's not going to do this type of F2L. He's always going to orient edges, and he's not going to be able to get the last layer skip that happened here. Of course, Xuanyi actually has a much better chance of getting last layer skip because he does indeed orient edges, but not for things like this. So it's just incredible. Whenever we think that there's, cubing is done, we've reached the pinnacle, Luke Garrett, of course, the American hero, to bring it right back and show us that there's a lot more that this cube can show us.
Yeah, shout out for Manu to take the whole 2 minutes to himself. But I think that if there's anyone you want to see pop off like this, it's Luke Garrett. I mean, we can only get so fast at cubes, but our pop offs can continue to get better and better and better. And I think Luke Garrett is going to continue to push the pop off game in cubing for years to come.
I
Yeah,
mean, Mike is literally probably grading the pop off right now, like on the stream, as we're recording this. So I'm gonna have to look back and see where it lands on his tier list.
First off, shout out Luke Garrett. Shout out on this crazy result. Also, Manu, why you got to be a hater toward my the glorious king Xuan Yi, future 2025 Rubik's WCA world champion? Why you got to be a hater like that, bro? He's coming in with ZB. He's coming in with algorithms you didn't even think were possible. He's gonna throw the cube and it's gonna be solved, man. You aren't ready. Nobody's ready, man. Oh yeah, yap. Yeah, when you took the whole 2 minutes of the segment. Shut up. Anyway, this is the new +3. This is +3's attitude era. Uh,
Oh gosh.
but since we're kind of crashing out here, I think that's a good time to finish this episode of +3 up. Feel free to subscribe to SpeedcubingTV. Leave a comment down below. Tell us who you bet on that UFC fight. Who you think the biggest dark horse going into Worlds is. Is Max going to be able to defend his title? Let us know. Like the video, subscribe. Big things coming. Worlds coming. Tune in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on +3.